Do you believe in black magic? Snow White and, the witch and how she casts a spell on the apple. Hocus Pocus, or those witches that use magic for dark purposes. I'm talking about a different type of black magic. All right, let's get into it. So excited for it. I've had this topic bottled up inside me for quite a while. I've wanted to tell my story. I wasn't sure how it was going to come out. I started filming, and then, 3 weeks of travel and work, and sorry it's so choppy. Okay, what is black magic? People can cast a spell with their words. They can impress something upon you, and immediately inside your soul, you either take it on or you let it slide. And I want to share an experience with you where I took it on, and it changed my life. And I'm not so sure it was for the good. I'm not sure if it was for my best interest that I let this person cast a spell on me. Quite a few years ago, I started foot zoning. It's a process where you do massage on the feet, and not just the bottom of the foot like reflexology. It's the whole entire foot, and it covers the whole entire body. What it does is you push on those different pressure points and trigger points on the foot, and it registers and runs a circuit back up to the part of the body that you're touching. And actually sort of does like a reset to remind your body, hey, I'm there. You need to, let this negative emotion go, or you need to, reset and start working again. Acknowledge that you're part of the body and to start working again. I was a foot zoner, and I was working full time at my job, and I was also doing foot zoning on the side. I was not being very nice to myself. I wasn't sleeping a lot. I was working. I was helping other people with their problems, and aiding them to let go of things and to have better health. And I was also giving advice on what they should do, how they should treat their bodies, but I was not doing that for myself. I was so busy that I didn't have time for me, and I was starting to go downhill. I reached out to another foot zoner that we had in our area to get into her for a foot zone. I had to wait 6 weeks. That's how busy she was. I'm not sure if she was zoning all the time or if she only zoned on one specific day and she was booked out for the 6 weeks. I'm not sure why it took so long, but I needed help. So I booked it, and I waited and waited and waited, and I suffered and suffered, not knowing how bad I was until the morning of. I got up, I got dressed, I put my makeup on, I got my cute clothes on. I was gonna do something for me. I was self-care, right? Self-care, we all need self-care. It was probably like 15, 20 minutes until I needed to leave to be to her house. And I got a phone call from her, and she's like, hey, how you doing? She's like, hey, I have to ask you a question. Do you do Reiki? And I was like, well, no, I don't do Reiki. I said, I did take a class on Reiki, but I really don't use it in my zoning. Like I didn't make it a part of my zoning, experience. And she's like, well, she's like, well, I have to protect myself. And you know that our zoning teacher told us to stay away from Reiki. And I can't zone you today. Like, you know better. You knew better. And I have to protect myself. And so, sorry, I can't zone you today. And my jaw hit the floor and my heart just fell. Oh, all of the sudden, I felt like I was bad. I was a bad girl, that I didn't listen, and that I'm broken now. Like, I'm broken. I had a successful zoning business. I was zoning a lot, and I was making quite a bit of money zoning. And I went from, making a lot of money to making zero and feeling broken. And now I'm a broken individual. My heart's broken. I have this black film on me. I don't know how to handle the situation. I just felt lost and depressed and down. And she cast a spell on me, and I allowed her to cast a spell on me. I sucked it up just like a sponge. I sucked it up. I agreed. I believed what she said was true. Was it true? No, it was not true. I was acting broken, and I felt broken. I felt like I had done something wrong, and that all of my past zoning experiences and everything that I had gone through was for naught, because I didn't listen and I did the wrong thing. And like I said, I went from zoning a lot to nothing. I did nothing for like 10 years. And then one day, I read a book. It's a self-help book by Don Miguel Ruiz. It changed my perspective. It changed how I looked at other people. And it changed how I saw things that came into my life. Reading this book brought me freedom. There was such a weight that was lifted off of my shoulders. This is a copy of the book so that you can see what the cover looks like. So much information in here that you should take a look at. It's so helpful when you're going through things. And we all have times in our life when we're struggling. It's so good to have someone else's perspective on how we should handle situations. There's so many different modalities when it comes to healing the body. Things I know now I didn't know then. And of course now I would not get so worked up and upset about how she handled the situation and how I accepted things that were not mine. Like, I've grown so much and understand. We have to go by our aligning heart. At the time, that's how I felt, that I was broken. I know now that, I accepted that from her, and I should not have. I am so enjoying this rainstorm. Okay, let's go through them. Agreement number 1, be impeccable with your word. With the words we speak, I believe comes some responsibility. Being impeccable with your word is the most important. When you speak words, it's speaking power. With our words, we can create the most beautiful dream, or we can destroy everything around us. People that are not well don't have the strength to combat someone's black magic. And that's exactly what it is. When you speak words of power and they're to the detriment of someone, I consider that black magic. Agreement number 2, don't take anything personally. How many times have you taken something that someone said and you just placed it on your heart? We have friends, we have teachers, we have mentors. There's so many religious figures. There's so many people in our lives. If they don't have our best interests at heart and they speak words that are damaging to us and we take those things on, don't take anything personally. Agreement number 3. Don't assume anything. You know how many times that I have spent energy, I've heard something, somebody has said something to me, and I create this whole narrative in my head of what's going on, what happened, why they think that way. I go through this whole, I don't know what it is, if it's a psychological that your brain has to do that. And 9.999 times out of 10, I'm wrong. Don't assume anything. Agreement number 4, always do your best. Am I perfect? No, by far, I'm not perfect. And I try really hard, if I've recognized it, to say, hey, I shouldn't have said that, I'm sorry. There's so many modalities out there. There's not just one. Eye therapy, there's EFT, there's so many types of energy work, narcotics, foot zoning, there's massage therapies, there's light therapies, sound therapies. There's so many things out there if you need help. And the most important of all that I believe is prayer. Find somebody that can help you. I've had so many beautiful teachers that have taught me so many things about myself. Barbara Schlaegel from Light Dynamics. Brad and Sue Nolle from We Do Feet. Teresa Olsen. I appreciate your time. Thank you for joining me. This book that I've mentioned to you really has changed my thought process. It's changed the way I see people, the way I view others, the way I think about things. I'm not perfect all the time. I just do my best. And I give myself allowance to make mistakes because that's what we do. If you make a mistake, it's okay. Just do your best. Fix it. Do your best. Apologize. Look at things in a different perspective. Like we all have our own perspective on things. We've all been raised differently. We all see things differently. It's okay. The rain has stopped. Thank you so much. You held out to the end. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Have you ever had a giraffe lick your hand? Well, stay tuned. See you next time here on Stacey and All the Things.